Okay, guys. So I'm recording this video for like the fifth time. I'm trying to get it, into 1 10-minute video. So that's what I'm going to try to do. This video is very important to me. It's about a very important subject. What do you do when you're trying your hardest to get through something and you're jumping through hoops, you're sacrificing, you're utilizing all of your resources to the best of your ability, and you're still not making any progress? How do you move on from that? That's what I want to talk about, and I want to share my testimony. Basically, right after high school, I went straight to college. I got accepted into a 5-year master's degree physician's assistant program. I ended up dropping out after the first year for a lot of different reasons that I really don't want to focus on. And I went into the LPN program, and it was hard, but I got through it and I finished it. And I asked my mom, not even that long ago, like a couple of months ago, I said, why do you think I finished the LPN program and not the PA program? And she's like, oh, it must not have been God's will, because in my opinion, the LPN program was harder than my freshman year in the PA program. In my freshman year of college, I didn't have to work. I lived on campus. I didn't have no bills. My parents took care of everything. So I still did very poorly. In the LPN program, I had to work full time. I had to drive an hour to school. Sometimes I had to drive 2 hours to my clinical site. And then I had to, drive back up north and go to work afterwards, and just long days. And I was stressing out like every 5 minutes about everything. And I did well, and I got my license, and I'm like, you would think it would be the other way around. I prayed about it, and basically what dropped in my spirit is that, God's will. God's plan for your life is better than anything that you can want for yourself. I wanted to be a physician's assistant, but God didn't want me to be a physician's assistant, so He closed the door for physician's assistant. Not only did He close the door, but I had such a horrible experience that in my feeling desperate, I finally went to God and prayed and basically poured my heart out. I didn't do that before. I had to get to a really low place where I was, like I said, desperate to go to God. And so, if it wasn't for that, would I have still poured my heart out to God and looked to Him for direction? I'm not sure. And I'm guessing probably not. Otherwise, God wouldn't have put me through all of that or allowed me to go through all of that. So I say that to say this. If you're finding that you're having such a hard time in whatever you're doing, despite all of your effort, you probably should rest and pray about it and ask God if it's His perfect will for you to be doing that. And if it is, ask Him for wisdom, for some other direction. He might tell you no. And He might, redirect you to someplace else. And you need to be okay with that. And so you really need to ask God for peace and for an open heart, so that He's able to redirect you and you won't try to resist His will. So that's basically all that I wanted to talk about, because some people fight so hard for what they want and they struggle And it's almost struggling for what? Why are you having such a hard time? For what? If you would just submit to the will of God, not that your life would be much easier, but at least the struggles that you do go through will be for the purpose of building you up and glorifying God instead of tearing you down. Okay? So the quicker you get that, the better your life will be. So I say that to say this. For people who are trying to do nursing or trying to, establish a relationship with, a man or a woman, you really need to pray and ask God for direction. Even if it's not for anything, for any kind of career, job, boyfriend, girlfriend type relationship, you want to move, buy a house, something like that, buy a car, you need to pray and ask God for direction. You need to pray and ask God to show you what His will is for your life. Because if you don't condition yourself to listening to that guidance, you're going to miss it, okay? And, He's not going to give up. He's going to keep trying to redirect you. He's going to keep shutting the doors. But you're going to be so frustrated, okay? Now, when you finally do get it, it's not like your life is going to be like all of a sudden way easier, because you do have to go through the desert to get to the oasis, okay? But it's a different kind of struggling. It's a struggling that will build you up in the long run instead of a struggling that's going to just tear you down, okay? So and you can pray for peace. Pray and ask God for peace. Study peace in the Bible. Study long suffering in the Bible. That's one of the components of the fruit of the Spirit. Listen to some preachers. T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, A.R. Bernard are three that I like to listen to and watch. Don't be so stubborn, okay? And don't let your emotions get the best of you, and don't give up, okay? Don't give up. Just redirect your energy. If you feel like God is telling you it's not His will for you to do one thing, don't give up. Just redirect your energy and ask Him for direction. And that's basically, all that I want to talk about. And I want to share also that, I last year or the year before that, I was trying to graduate early, and it didn't work. I was like scheming, like behind my advisor's back, like taking extra classes, trying to graduate early, and it was stressing me out because it still wasn't working out really. So I was like, dang, and I remember, God just, dropping in my spirit and telling me that you're not in control. You're not in control. I'm doing this, and you need to fall back. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. And I said, okay. Okay. I was glad to know that I was actually going against what he wanted. And I just basically prayed and asked God for peace, because he basically told me that I wasn't going to graduate early, and that was the end of it. And I said, okay, well, give me peace with that, because, I really want to graduate early. And if it's not your will for me to graduate early, you need to just give me peace about that. And he did. He did give me peace about it. And I'm happy. Thank God, I'm happy. So, but you'll notice the difference, okay? Because, you could be at home trying to study and you can't because the baby's crying and kids keep nagging you. Your husband coming home complaining about his job. So, maybe you only got to study but an hour or 2 hours that day, and you got to test the next day. And oh my goodness, you got a B on your test. How did that happen? It's God. It's God. And that's one of the ways that God confirmed to me that it was His will for me to do the nursing thing, because Even though I wasn't studying as much as I needed to, as I felt I needed to, I was still doing well on my test. And honestly, I can say, I don't think I would enjoy PA as much as I enjoy nursing. I really enjoy the dynamics of nursing, the relationships that you build with your clients, as a nurse. I really, really like that. It suits my personality very well. I'm not sure if I can say the same thing for PAs because I didn't do it. But I have shadowed PAs before. I have worked with PAs before, and the dynamic is it's different. It's not that it's better or worse. It's different. So, I mean, I don't know what the future holds, but I know that seeking God and relying on God was the best thing that I could have ever done and that I could do in the future. So I hope that you all look more into that and keep me posted on what's going on. Thank you for watching. That's it, and that's all I have to say. And I hope someone got something out of it. And God bless. Bye.